Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Kim Jacobs Show. There you have it. Welcome to today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. I have the beautiful Aisha Strothers over there. How are you, Aisha?
I'm doing great. Thanks. How are you, Kim?
I'm doing wonderful, and I'm so glad and honored to have you on today's episode. Everyone's coming into the virtual studio right now, Aisha, and what's happening is people are rushing to get their seats because they know we have an action-packed 1 hour show prepared for them. And so people are sitting in their chairs, they're turning the mics to them, they type comments, ask questions. We have what's called a flash round, so people will just immediately start saying stuff like already one of the audience members, she's like, I'm on, good morning. So people will type quickly and may have some specific questions for you today. And as well, if you have a different device, you're welcome to, only if you have a different device, you're welcome to share it from my Facebook page to your friends as well. If not, later on, you'll be able to do that.
Awesome.
All right. Aisha Strothers is a dedicated nonprofit leader and has devoted her 20 plus years to nonprofit career to organizations that promote educational and economic opportunities for young people and communities. Aisha's leadership is defined by a commitment to social justice and equity. She joined Greater Steps Scholars as the executive director in August 2015 and is leading the organization's growth and change under a bold and visionary strategic direction. Now, it's a whole lot more to Aisha's story, but I'm going to let her tell her story versus me just reading it to you. Is that fair, Aisha?
That's fair.
All right. So you can kind of take us on a journey wherever you want to go. Do you want to, some people go all the way back to childhood and they're like, you know what, I was this, and different things happened that made them, that catapult them to this particular phase in their lives. Where do you want to take us on this journey, Aisha? We don't have any scripted questions, everyone. Okay. So I'm getting to know Aisha too today, just like you guys are.
Well, I'll start a little bit at the beginning, I guess. I hail from Mount Vernon, New York, originally.
Wait, you have to stop there. You have to stop there. I lived in Utica, and I've also lived in Mount Vernon, New York. I didn't even know that about you.
Oh my goodness, yeah. So I lived in now let me see. Mount Vernon, I lived in Mount Vernon in Westchester, New York. Is that the same? Do they have another one upstate?
No, it's only one. Okay, I lived there
too. I said, oh, goodness. So, yes, I did. And we'll have to chat afterwards to talk about where exactly you were and how long and when. But, yes, I born in the Bronx, grew up in Mount Vernon with my parents, and I have 3 siblings. And we, I can't say that I had a hard struggle. My parents, they worked hard. My father was a police officer, which, as a Black man in the New York City Police Department, you can imagine there were some issues and struggles. But my father was very determined to make sure that I had the best education, that all of my brothers and sisters had the best education, and sent us to private school. Catholic school, parochial school is a big thing in New York. So went to parochial school for most of my academic career. But my father wanted to make sure that I learned my history. So he entrusted it in himself to purchase the books so I could learn more about African American history, dating back to the beginning. So he knew that I would not learn that in school. So he wanted to make sure that I understood that and knew where we were from. Wow. So that was in the beginning. Fast forward to going on to college. Howard University is my alum. Okay. I love Howard. HU, Bison, So that was a big, Howard really molded me, and I really give them a lot of credit because I had a great experience there. And I studied marketing. I first studied theater Actually, I was a musical theater major.
I can see that. I can see that, Aisha, because you're dramatic over there. You like,
I finished out with a minor in theater, but I actually transferred over to the School of Business. I was interested in marketing, kind of being more behind the scenes and driving some of that, some of the business. You know, I was really interested in the music and acting business at that point, but I kind of transitioned into more of a marketing area and graduated with a BBA in marketing. So I kind of fell into nonprofit. It wasn't a huge thing back, you know, in the late 90s. So people were, you know, they didn't have a career that you would set forth to pursue in nonprofit or philanthropy. So I kind of fell into it and started working at a hospital in the development office and really, you know, started finding an interest in just the science of philanthropy. It was still growing and just understanding all the different, you know, things that go into it and wanting to learn more. And it just kind of grew from there. So I served at a few different nonprofits in New York. The last one was Goddard Riverside Community Center, which is a settlement house in the city. There's about 20 some odd settlement houses, which had a background of just what it sounds like, of helping immigrants and settlers in New York City.
Okay.
And they had a variety of programs that, you know, from the cradle to the grave. And I really got a good sense of development and fundraising and kind of what I wanted to do after that. Then I'll say we moved down to Charlotte, to the Charlotte area in 2006. And so I am a transplant, but we've been here for just about 14 years. So I'm partially, I'm a partial Charlottean.
Right. Me too.
But yeah, so got down here and worked at a couple of nonprofits here before I landed where I am now. Caring, before they changed their name to Caring, it was called Community Health Services, and I stayed there for about 5 years as assistant development director. Moved on to the Harvey B. Gantt Center and spent some time there, and you know, just kind of getting used to the Charlotte area and understanding philanthropy, and considering I came from an arts background originally, I thought it was a perfect fit. I was really excited to be there, and then this opportunity came. And it was just, you know, it just kind of blended everything I wanted to do into one position. And I love it. I think it's a great opportunity for me to really put my passion into the social justice area. You know, equity in education is a big thing, and especially for our, you know, Black and brown students. So I want to make sure that while I'm here in this role, that I do everything I can to push forward that agenda.
Wow. Okay. You've said a mouthful. I mean, you've said so much because you know what, our journeys seem very similar because I lived in the upstate area, started a nonprofit organization. It's received millions of dollars in grant funding, federal grant funding as well, to be able to help young people and help them identify which colleges, universities, trade schools they wanted to attend. And then also, you know, came to Charlotte in 2004 for me, or towards, beginning of 2005, and started doing a lot of work here in the Charlotte area. So it's like truly an honor for me to have you on
very similar.
And I lived in the Washington, D.C. area. I was a pharmaceutical rep there. So Howard University, I covered that particular hospital and the area down in there. And I will say though, I had to, like, you know, take my jewelry and different things off, and I had to get into my Newport News mode. I'd be like, look here, you know,
you always have to
be dressed up in this suit, but don't play.
You have to be aware of all your surroundings at all times.
You know what? I had the best time ever in Washington, D.C. because I found that as long as I treat everybody the way that I would want to be treated, I didn't have a problem. I would go and sit in the clinics, the free clinics and different things amongst everybody else, and we would have a great time. They kind of looked forward to me coming, and some of the homeless people, they knew my schedule, so they were like, Kim, you gonna give me, they even knew my name. I told them, and they didn't hurt me or any. It was just a good, had a good mutual relationship, if that makes sense, which I love. All right, so we're going to hop into this. You have been on a journey, and you say equity in education is important to you. Why specifically equity in education with the African American population versus just education in general? What made that become a passion for you?
Well, I think that you kind of get to see the difference as you progress in your life. You see the differences in segregation and kind of the, just the systemic racism that exists everywhere, not just here in Charlotte, but everywhere. And you see how things were kind of set up, how the city planning was set up so that people of us, they push people of a certain color, push people of a certain economic background in certain areas. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, they seem to blend. It seems to be, you often find it's the people of color, African Americans, Hispanic, that are in communities that have less resources. And that has a big part to play with how they set up the schools, how they fund the schools. So from public education, K through 12 is a big thing. And a lot of times they don't set the students up for success to go into college, to attend college. We've seen students that want to apply for our scholarship and want to attend school. However, they weren't set up. There was a class or something that they needed to take, but did not take and were not notified in order to go to college. Wow. So, there's definitely some biases, and I think that as we move on to the post-secondary education arena, you're talking about college, vocational school, we want to make sure that, we know that education is a catalyst and it's a jump off. It's a jumping point for anybody to do well, to do better for themselves, and to increase their economic mobility. And so that's why I think that, you notice that students or people who attend post-secondary education do make more. I mean, it's documented. So we want to make sure that our students have that opportunity as well. And it's so important to kind of move the needle as far as education for us, because that can help to secure our places, and even the playing field, middle class, upper class, white counterparts have had, privilege and have had the ability to just ease into to places of education where they didn't even think a second about it, didn't think that they were getting less than, or who was getting, if they were getting anything different than anyone else. And our students typically do. So, I think that education is one of the key places and key things that any person of color, anyone can do to really push themselves along in life.
I love it. And so it sounds like what I hear you saying kind of is that you're encouraging young people to level the playing field.
Absolutely.
By able to get their education. And that's something nobody can take away from you.
Absolutely.
Wherever they are, fill in your own blanks. The point is, if you go and you get your own college education, your paper, you can officially do what you can to try to level things out, to make it more possible for you to get to the highest level you can. So that's really good advice. So some people are commenting, and I want to make sure that I don't wait till the end. Chantel Patterson said, good morning. And
good morning, Chantel.
Yeah, just so you know, Aisha, you're the executive director, right?
I am.
Okay, the executive director of Greater Step Scholars. You're going to learn a lot more about that program throughout today's broadcast. If you're just tuning in, we're talking with the executive director of Greater Step Scholars, and we're going to go deep dive into that program, what it offers, especially any person that you know that lives in any type of subsidized housing. Make sure you tag them now on today's broadcast. Get them on this broadcast to say you don't want to miss this, because this woman is going to share some very important information that's going to help those young people. So take a moment, tag some friends, family, encourage them to jump on today's broadcast. Good morning. It's me, Dee. It's a pleasure to have you on today's episode. Sharika said good morning.
Good morning, Sharika.
Wayne Van says good morning. He's my photographer.
Oh, okay.
Tim Jacobs show. When I do stuff in the studio, he's there taking some seriously professional photos. My stuff from my phone does nothing compared to what he does. When we have these Heart Foundation 5K walks, he's there like laying on the ground, getting all kind of good angles. And he's an elderly gentleman, but he's really he's
got it together.
Yeah. So hey, Deacon Wayne. Okay, let's see. Make sure you all share the broadcast and tag a friend. Let's see who else is on. Oh, June said that from Brooklyn, New York is on.
Okay.
Definitely education is the jump off point for economic independence.
Yes.
And anything you want to speak to the audience, they type stuff and you're welcome to. Not only young people at any age, for me as an immigrant of 5 years.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's for anybody. I think, we want to try to target students within, the 17 to 25-year-old category right now. But I definitely believe, we partner with other organizations and other scholarship funds that, take in students that are not typical students, the like adults and mothers, and just wanting to make sure that everyone has this opportunity to pursue an education.
That's really good. Cassandra, please tag Sean Hall on today as well. Oh, you know what? I know she has senior pictures today with her daughter, but she's a scholar. She actually helped my son get over $10,000 in scholarships.
Wow.
A month or so for his schooling.
Awesome.
He's a student at UNC Charlotte. And he identifies these scholarships and gives very strict guidelines with All Roads Education. So I'll connect with you as well.
Awesome. That would be great.
Okay, my mom is on. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
And Mom, you'll get a kick out of this. I actually spilled some water on my shirt. Like I went to drink water and it all just spilled on my dress. I was like, let me lean more today.
I saw that. I was trying to just keep talking. I'm going to keep talking and divert from that.
So you laughed, but I didn't realize you were.
I didn't think you were gonna.
I was like, okay, this is a bloop and blunder moment because my whole dress is soaked with the water, just going boom. Okay, and also one of our church mothers, she's 83 years old, Mother Julia Harper is on, and she says hello to you as well.
Oh, awesome. Hello, Mother Harper.
Cassandra said, thank you, Miss Strothers.
Well, thank you for listening and tuning in today. I want to get the word out and let people know about what we're doing.
And Cassandra is such a blessing. You get an opportunity to experience her backstage, and she's the one that's been sending you the communication.
Yes.
That's
awesome.
That's who
Thank
this
you, Cassandra.
Yes. All right, so guys, already I tried to get some of your information in, but if you have specific questions as we go further, type those questions in, and our guests will be able to hopefully answer them, if not direct you in the right steps. Let's talk about STEPS here. What is Greater STEPS Scholars? Tell us about the program, what you hope to accomplish today.
Well, Greater STEPS Scholars is a privately funded nonprofit. We are dedicated to multiplying the potential of students living in Charlotte's subsidized housing. The tools, the guidance, and the financial support that we provide help to disrupt that cycle of poverty and provide an opportunity for students to climb higher on that economic ladder, as we already discussed. Mm-hmm. And so we have a couple of different programs. I think, we were founded in 1983. I'll start at the beginning by Dr. John T. Crawford. He was a youth services director at Enlivian, which you may recognize used to be Charlotte Housing Authority at the time. So he encountered a young student who was a senior at Winston-Salem State University. He needed about $300 to return to college for his senior year, and he didn't have it. So he talked to Dr. Crawford, and Dr. Crawford and a friend of his got them funds together. And from there, it kind of spurred this, and he calls it a God-given mission and desire to help as many students as possible that encounter that same challenge. He knew that there were so many others that had this problem and really didn't even think about attending college or attending a post-secondary education because of the finances. So he helped develop this program with the help of several advisors, and the Greater Steps Scholars gave out their first scholarship in 1984. So Dr. Crawford raised about how much was it? It was close to $100,000.
Okay.
And invested it into what's now the Foundation for the Carolinas as an endowment fund. So we are one of the earliest scholarships that the Foundation for the Carolinas has, and they help administer the scholarship for us and kind of manage a lot of the I guess the donations that come in. And so as we send out the scholarships, they handle that. They work on the application for us. So we just kind of say how we want it set up, and then they'll just, set it up, and they take in all the information and, help get the payments out to the schools for the students. So they do a lot as far as administering that for us. We are technically a fund under the Foundation for the Carolinas. So
that's incredible.
Yes. So and we, like I said, we've been around since 1983, and we were known as Charlotte Housing Authority Scholarship Fund, specifically because the scholarship fund, the students that we work with and serve have to live within Livian managed housing. So what that means is traditional public housing, as well as what they call it housing choice voucher program. Okay. And that's what people used to refer to as Section 8, pretty much. So there's a variety of voucher programs that people, can acquire and qualify for in Livian, and that include, something based on your income, something based on disability, things like that. Any student that is on the lease that in a Livian managed housing, okay. And that's covers the span of Mecklenburg County, they are eligible for the scholarship.
That is incredible. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let me interject for a second. What I'm understanding is that with Greater Steps is pretty much handled through the Foundation for the Carolinas. Mm-hmm. That's where people can apply for the scholarship.
Our application is available through a portal that the Foundation for the Carolinas manages for all of its scholarship funds.
Okay, let's go to your website, because then I think you can too then walk us through some of the important pages, if that's okay with you.
Sure. And I will tell you the application is not up right now, but what we can do, I can also share on the website. The link to the application is up. Okay. And we can take a look at that.
And explain why the application is not up yet, because I see when I go to the website that it says the application is currently closed, but yes. People watching today's episode or going back to watch the replay need to know what that means. So does that mean they missed out, or is it coming up, or what?
It is coming up. We offer, the application is open on an annual rolling basis. So basically, we have an application period between October and March of each year.
Okay.
And we chose October so that students and families can kind of get their FAFSA form ready and they can now apply for FAFSA in October. Mm-hmm. And so we want to, hey, get it done, get it in there and get it done. As you know, from having, children going up to college, applying to college, there's a lot to do that senior year. So we want to help students get something out the way, apply for other scholarships, apply for, for college, and handle your business as a senior. So come October, we will have that application open again, and there will be a notification on the website alerting you. You can also find this application if you go through fftc.org scholarships. you can find the same application, and you can find other applications too for
So
students who are searching.
ffcc.org, I'm typing that.
Mhm.
ffcc.org
/scholarships.
Okay. And the reason you guys are going to see me typing some is because my son Jeremiah and my daughter Jayla, they've been helping me backstage, but they're also in homeschool. And so I told my son, you saw him on for a few minutes. He's like, Mom, but I want to help you. I want to help you. Information in the private chat, I'll grab it. School, because I don't want them to get thrown off with their schoolwork. So if you see me looking to the side, it's because I'm typing some stuff, everybody. Okay. So ftc.org scholarships, let me pop that up, is another place that you can go and apply for the scholarships once they become available beginning October through March. And that's going to be important for you to be able to know exactly where to go to get the information that is being referenced on today's show. Greatersteps.org is the other location. And we're going to, let's go right to that page for a second. And then people can still see you. Aisha, I tell people that too. Because sometimes when I go to the people be like this, like, woo, this is a good time to lay back. They can see you. All right. So you'll be able to walk us through. Let's see. All right. Take us through what's happening here.
Awesome. So once you can go to the scholars page or to tab and take a look there. Under there's lots of resources. You can just click that on and see as we scroll down. There will be information about eligibility, information about the scholarship. And one of the bonuses that we have is that we have several donors who have set up scholarships, additional scholarships with us. So pretty much, so you have to be a recipient, a Greater Steps Scholar recipient, in order to be considered to receive the additional scholarships. And those additional scholarships range from $1,000 to $5,000 addition on top of what they receive from us.
I love it. Where would they go once they become, once you receive a Greater Steps scholarship, then there are additional scholarships that you qualify for?
We have a selection committee that will look at the criteria of the scholarships, and then look at the students that have applied, the renewal and the new students, and look to see, some of them are GPA based, some of them are, it depends on what your major is. So just looking at those qualifications, our selection committee will take a look at the students and go down the list and say, okay, we recommend, these 10 students for this one, so they will go through and assign winners to those different scholarships.
I love it.
And we have an award ceremony that you just missed. We just had an award ceremony. We postponed it a little bit because of COVID, but we did do a virtual scholarship award ceremony on August 2nd.
Okay.
And you can see it on our YouTube page, and I can send you the link for that.
Oh, please do. And I'll make sure I share it on the page. Is this video something you want me to play or no?
That would be great. Yeah, we would love to see the video. That's Chris Moxley right there. He is one of our alumni. Several people know who he is because he is one of the owners of the 704 shop, if anyone's familiar with that. And he also has a day job at IAA. So he's he's an up and coming. He's on the board at the Chamber of Commerce. I think they're called the Charlotte Regional Alliance now. So he's
definitely recommend him for the show some kind of way. I'd love to have him. You know what? The people that are coming on the show are people that are being recommended from other either guests or the viewers. I never met you before until we're meeting right here on the show. So it's great guests that are coming through, and it's like you said before, you talked about cradle to the grave, and that's one of my goals, is to make sure that I provide key information that can help people from all walks of life, especially women. I really want to help women that are caught up in circumstances and situations, and they're like, okay, what can I do if I'm dealing with XYZ, whatever it is. So when I bring guests on, I'm bringing guests on that I believe can help with something pertaining from cradle to the grave that's real, relevant, and relatable, that can help them balance some aspects of their lives. So thank you for being on today. All right, I'm going to play this. Let's see.
Okay.
I grew up in a public housing community called Delahaye Courts, a single parent household. I'm from a family of 5. I was in the IB program in high school. I was used to a certain level of discipline around academics in the household. There wasn't a whole lot of money to go around. There was a lot of love, but love doesn't pay for college. It was one of those things where it's like, well, how are you going to pay for it? Once I found out that I was eligible for the scholarship fund as a high school senior, it's one of those watershed moments where you feel like you are worth something. When you're coming out of that environment, there aren't a lot of those moments. The scholarship fund for me, it was like kicking the door down. It was one of those stepping stones in the direction of me knowing that I have something to contribute to this community. I'm Chris Moxley, and I attended UNC Charlotte, co-owner of the Charlotte-based lifestyle brand 704 Shop.
Okay, I definitely want Chris. I don't even know how to stop. Wait a minute, I gotta stop. Please forgive me. I'm trying.
Chris is great.
Listen,
Yeah.
I want to get.
Chris is great.
I want to get him on the
show. I can make a connection. I can do that.
And then I want the 704 gear, because hey, I always talk about 757 because that's where I'm from. You know, and seriously, I don't know why, and maybe Chris can tell me this when he comes on the show. And it doesn't matter whether you're male or female. If you are African American, I don't know why it's a black thing. I have no clue. But everybody yells out their zip, their area code. It's like 757. Yeah. What?
Yes.
What? And it's like, why am I yelling out 757?
I know. They even have that at a lot of the HBCUs, the different clubs, the 704 club.
Well, I went to James Madison University, and I'm a proud alumni of James Madison. I was a senior class president there. And I know for everybody that go to HBCUs, they're like, what? You went to James Madison? Yes, James Madison rocked. Okay.
You represent your school.
And believe it or not, predominantly Caucasian campus, I voted in as senior class president.
Wow.
And that's a big. Yeah, it was huge because my husband was like, why are you talking to everybody? Get to class. Why do you have to say hi? Are you having a great day? I really care. Are you having a great day? And it later paid off because people voted for me as Anyway.
You gotta do. You gotta have that personality.
Well, I know you would be somebody's president for sure. Okay, let's see. Some more comments came in. Good morning, ladies. Allison Skeet said.
Good morning.
And Allison is one of my Patreon members. Just so you know what that is. It's for members that are getting exclusive content, after party content. Okay. They get a membership after party for the Kim Jacobs show. So they want some deep stuff. They don't want regular stuff.
Yes.
So you got to get them some more like meat, you know.
Yes.
Yes, get him on the show. Yes. Okay. Sounds like a great program.
Thank you, Shannon.
So talk more about Greater State.
I'll just give you a little bit, one more tidbit about Chris. He actually emceed our virtual award ceremony the other day. So that, again, you can find that on YouTube. I sent you the link. We had a little surprise appearance by Anthony Hamilton, who wanted to say a little thank you and congratulations to our 2020 graduates. So you can see that all on that video on YouTube.
Let me pull
But
that up so you guys know.
okay.
In the comment section, you can pull this link, and this is actually, that's what you're saying, right? This
Yes.
this is the award ceremony that just took place, and you'll get to get a nice flavor of what Greater Steps offers, from even how they are awarding the different recipients. And that celebration just recently took place. August, what date was it?
It was August 2nd.
Okay, so make sure you guys take a moment, go back and look at that on their YouTube channel, and like it and subscribe to their channel as well. And you'll see some of the surprise guests, as well as Chris Moxley from the owner of 704, which I can't wait to rock some 704 gear. All right.
And they have masks too. Apparently they are very in high demand. And I had several people texting me during the award ceremony saying, I'm trying to get a connection. I'm trying to get a connection with Chris. Please let me know. I've been trying to get these masks and I can't get anyone.
Oh, Lord. So now I can tell I might be on the low on the totem pole, but at some point connect me with the man, okay, when your schedule permits, okay? Don't get brand new after you get on the show.
No, not at all.
So I want to know, Aisha, how people can, when people that are interested in applying for these scholarships, are there specific guidelines and parameters? Like, do they have to live in a certain zip code or a certain area in Charlotte, or can others apply from around the country? Give us some of the details.
So this is a scholarship specifically for students that live in Libyan managed housing. So that means Mecklenburg County. So they have to, there's a couple of different cities outside of Charlotte that are included in Mecklenburg County. So they, as long as they are on the lease and working with an Libyan case manager, then they would qualify. And they can always, reach out and send us an email, get us, we have a Facebook page and Instagram. If anyone has any questions, they can email or get in touch with one of our social media outlets, and we'll be happy to kind of pass along the information. We work with Libyan very closely.
Okay.
We have a great partnership with them, even though we're not part of Libyan and don't receive any funding from them. We work with them to recruit students and to verify eligibility. And Libyan likes to do a few things extra to really promote, encourage students and promote the partnership that we have together. So
did Ms. Proctor refer you to the show? Did Ms. Proctor from Libyan?
No, but I do know Ms. Proctor though. Yeah.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, I know you came
that
to
was Neff. Neff actually made this connection, and so I think
I love her.
Yeah. Yes. And I know she's tuning in now. So
you know what, Neff, you pretty much, I believe, are like a part of the Kim Jacobs team at this point. So keep funneling people this way, and they will be on the Kim Jacobs show, because it's a blessing to the community. And even, Aisha, if people email you all, even though I know you specifically work with Libyan, but the knowledge base that you have, would it be okay for people to email you to get other resources nationwide?
Yes, absolutely. We try to get the information for all kinds of scholarships, because we want our students to apply for ours, but not just that, there's so many other scholarships that are available. And we've even been posting scholarship tips and opportunities on our Facebook and Instagram pages. So if we hear of an opportunity, then we want our students to try to take advantage of it. So whether that's UNCF or there's a Don't Text and Drive opportunity that we posted recently. So there's lots of different scholarships that are available out there that students sometimes just don't apply for. And so we want to make that aware to them. And it's not just for our students, it's other students as well. So we're happy to funnel them along and share some of the information that we've kind of procured.
What is the email that people can get in touch with you?
Executive Director at
Executive Director,
all one word, at greatersteps.org.
Okay. So, and Shannon, I need you to remember, we talked about some behind the scenes stuff. Help me. Okay. So it's Executive Director at greatersteps.org.
Yeah.
Executive Director at greatersteps.org. That email will go directly to Aisha Strothers, and then she will communicate with you and offer you some other resources, even if you're not right in the Mecklenburg County area with living in Livion housing. You may be somewhere else around the country, as many of you are watching this show. She can share additional resources with you that she's tapped into that can help you and your family. Okay. Let's see. How do you make the community you serve initially learn about the program, since those you serve may be underexposed to the work that you're doing?
Well, that's where, thank you for the question, Allison. That's where our partnership with Enlivian is so key and important. You know, we would know who their residents are, and they have the mailing addresses, email addresses, any contact information for them. And they are able to kind of whittle down in their database who is eligible for the scholarship. The one great thing about our scholarship too is that you don't have to be a rising freshman in order to qualify or receive the scholarship. We've had sophomores, rising sophomores, juniors, even a senior a couple of times to apply for the scholarship because it was the first time that they've heard of it. It is hard. You know, I think there's a rule in marketing. Sometimes 7 touches is the key number. Sometimes it takes more. You know,
however many it takes.
We work with Enlivian to, they do mailings and emails. They send out letters, postcards. They equip their case managers with that information so that they know what of their cases, which cases have students that are eligible, are going to college or going to, graduating from high school and could qualify for the scholarship. We've also worked with CMS, and that's Charlotte Mecklenburg Schools. And just, our information for our scholarship is on their website for various scholarships. And we've also had a good partnership with CMS in the past where we've had someone serve on our board from CMS, typically in one of the counselors or the head of the counselors. And we've worked with them to kind of talk to the counselors as a whole who actually know the students and know who might qualify, and to kind of get the word out. We have flyers, so we just kind of work with community. We also work with other programs, other organizations in the area, like Carolina Youth Network. And let's see, there's so many communities and schools. Reach out. There's so many. Urban Promise. I'm blanking on some of the names that we work with.
That's okay.
There's so many. Yes, there's so many programs where we try to work with them in order to make sure that students that may overlap, that we work with and they work with, get the word. They hear
collaborative partnerships. I was trying to think of words.
Yes.
Collaborative partnerships that you all have formed.
Yes.
People. So she said, "Oh, that's good. It's rare to get such an opportunity based on the year that we're in right now."
Yeah.
And Nefertira said, "I love you, Kim." I know, girl. I love you, and I appreciate you. Go, Aisha.
Thank you.
Nice programs like yours are so good to hear about.
Well, thank you, Allison.
And I saw another comment. Nova Earl. I saw her come on. I try to keep track of everybody. Okay, hey, you say good morning. Good morning, Nova Earl. She's on a mother in our church. I know. I don't know what island she's from, but I know is it Jamaican? I don't know. But yeah, anyway, you can type it if you want. But she's super, this exotic woman that's very distinguished, and she has a lot of different connections.
The islands. I have my grandfather's Trinidadian, and I recently learned that we have some Barbados.
Oh,
that DNA 1, 2, 3 or
oh yeah. You can learn a lot there. Also, guys, let me give you another resource too, because Sean Hall is my best friend, and she actually has allroadseducation.com. So you see her come on different times, and she literally does know how to help people get scholarships from scratch. So she has resources for any of you all around the country. You can definitely reach out to Sean at All Roads Education. Make sure when you're reaching out to people that you say the Kim Jacobs Show sent you to them, so that they know where the resource is coming from. And other people are commenting. Collaboration That's my word, Kim Jacobs. Yes, yes. And that's why you are a Patreon member on the Kim Jacobs Show, because you understand how important it is to partner. Okay. Thanks for sharing. This is great information. She's a grandmother, mother, and she has quite a few grandchildren. So she's always tuning in, Justine Hilliard, to learn more about resources. I had an idea, Aisha. This is just a way sideways idea. You know, people always go to their leasing office that live in housing places. Maybe there's a way to have something like this interview set up and it maybe be cut down to when you're talking about the services and the things that are available. Because people might go in while they're waiting in the leasing office or some kind of way. I don't know if they can get a jump drive, because a lot of people are being provided with iPads and computers right now in their homes or in their apartments because their children are in virtual learning. So maybe an idea, you can pay me for this later, Aisha. I expect some compensation for my patented thought.
For your good ideas.
Getting the opportunity to get that, whether it's a thumb drive or something of you sharing, you're so beautiful, so pleasant, so inviting, and to have the tenants hear from you about the services, it would make people more willing to apply, because they would hear and see your face and say, oh, I trust her, you know?
Okay.
I don't know. Do what you want with the footage, cut it down, do whatever, so you can use it to the benefit of Greater Steps, okay?
Awesome. Thank you for that.
Rhodey, huh? Okay, I can relate. Love you. Oh, she's talking Beatty. It's not Barbarian. You're so funny, my auntie and cousins. Collaborative networking. Networking works.
It does. It does. It really does. And that's one of the things that it's a nice little segue into one of the programs that we offer the students. We don't just offer the scholarships. We want to offer them an opportunity to succeed as well. And we know that the financial help is a big step. It allows access for the students. But what we notice is that they need a lot of support as well. The majority of our students, I want to say about 91%, are first generation college students. So they really have no, information from their parents or from some of their circle about how to navigate college, and you have to deal with the financial aid office. You have to deal with, just a different living on campus for many of them, and how to be responsible for yourself, how to organize. I mean, high school, college is a big jump from high school.
Yes, it is.
And so we provide a one-on-one mentor for the students. We pair them up so that we have someone that works with students who it can encourage them and, give them and be a guide for them. The other piece of that mentor program is that we offer, we want to link those students up with a mentor that is in their field. So they can kind of give them some resources and open up that network that they have, that the mentor has to the student, for internships, for opportunities, just, ideas. This is something I did when I was your age, or this is something I did to get to where I am today. That information is really golden, for students, that social capital, and that networking. We also offer and make sure that students have to attend a certain number of workshops. We offer career readiness workshops, but they're really, career skills and life skills. We want to make sure that students understand not just how to build their resume, not just how to interview and doing mock interviews, but also networking, communication, how to speak to somebody, how to dress.
Not spill water on your shirt right in the middle of an interview. I mean, how much more professional is it?
At least it's not coffee,
It's gone. It's dried up.
No one ever knew the better. So, But we want to make sure that we offer these students wraparound services that will set them up for success in college, in the vocational school or training that they're doing, as well as outside of that once they graduate and move on. We want to help them build those bridges and those steps. We're greater steps. We are building the steps for them to success. So those are some of the things that we offer as well, and we take volunteers for that.
I love this. And the more I hear you talk, the more I can hear this program being nationwide. It doesn't have, I'm sure, you serve the community that you serve, but because I've dealt with some national programs that have received multi-million dollars in funds, I just know that Greater Steps is actually a national program. It's not just a Charlotte, Mecklenburg County type of program. And even if the program itself, based on the founder staying here in the Charlotte and Mecklenburg proper area, the concepts and the skill sets is something that every child around the country needs access to. So, I can imagine lots of people emailing you to say, look, I don't live in Charlotte, but I need some help with my granddaughter or my aunt.
Yes.
People are going to email you if you're okay with that.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I think that, again, equity in education is not just limited to Charlotte. It's nationwide. It's worldwide. So we definitely want to make sure that the students that we're serving are getting the resources they need, but I don't want to limit that to just our students. I think youth and young adults everywhere need to have this information.
But listen to me, everyone that's watching the Kim Jacobs Show today, and those that are going to be sharing this with everyone in the Mecklenburg County area. If you live in the Mecklenburg County area of Charlotte, North Carolina, there is no way that you should be struggling to get funding for schools whenever you have Greater Steps Scholars program exclusive for you. So there's no reason for you not to be able to be wildly successful, as you've heard from Chris Moxley, who it changed his life. It changed his life, and it changed the outcome of his life to be able to create 704. So I said that's for that to become a commercial for you guys. I did it like a PSA. So
I'm just getting all kinds of gems from you, Kim. Thank you.
I'm Kim Jacobs from the Kim Jacobs Show, and I encourage you to immediately go to greatersteps.org to learn more about how you and your children can be able to get scholarships to attend a college, a university, or trade school of your choice. This is a program you don't want to miss out on, and you get the opportunity to work with the lovely executive director, Aisha Strothers. Okay, you're like, okay, this is behind the scenes all the time. When you come backstage, you're gonna be like, what is she doing? Okay, let's see. Somebody said, are there any resources extended to adult learning like me?
Well, there are some resources. We can definitely work with you and point you in some directions with other programs that we work with. And it depends on what you mean by adult, like how, like I mentioned, our scholarship, we work with students up to 20, they have up to 24 years of age. So they can enter our program up to that point. And we will provide the funding. We provide funding in the form of scholarships for up to 5 years. So, where that 4-year model, a lot of times it's going out the window,
right?
At nationwide in the figures and statistics. And there's even like a 6-year program. We're on a 5-year program. So, because we want to make sure that if someone changes their major, has a slip up, has some problems, and just being real, a lot of our population, a lot of the students have suffered setbacks, serious setbacks. We were talking about deaths in the family, due to health reasons, cancer, or, things like that. And even, more tragic events, violent murders. And, we have family members who are struggling with coming out, and lose out on their, family support because of that.
Yeah.
There's so many different things, and that's another thing. We also offer students that those workshops, mental health. We talk about anxiety, mental health, and wanting to we want them to, to really, we just saw a need for that. So we just started integrating that recently, but we also, we really want them to be in the right frame of mind. We've had students who have struggled, with mental health, with depression, with bipolar, different things. And we want them to seek the resources. So we try to plug them with resources. And, this workshop is one way that we can help students. And so we had about 2 or 3 workshops on that this year. And as well as financial literacy and understanding how to budget so they can kind of help them up that economic ladder. Building wealth. So we try to, just do things that are interesting to the students that will also help them personally grow and, hopefully economically and financially grow as well.
This is so awesome, Aisha. So listen, everyone, make sure you guys really reach out to Aisha Strothers, Executive Director at greatersteps.org. Make sure you reach out to her. She will respond to you. Let her know that the Kim Jacobs Show referred you, and she's looking forward to receiving your communication. If you live in an Live-On house of any sort, whether you have a housing voucher or anything that would qualify you for one of these scholarships, know that the application process opens up October through March, and that's right at greatersteps.org. I'm going to continue to put her email because it's Executive Director at greatersteps.org, but make sure you go to greatersteps.org to be able to apply when the scholarships open up. But outside of the scholarships, they have services all year round, it sounds like, that are like one-stop shop is what I kind of hear when I'm hearing you talk. Is that
basically? I think there are some times that, we try to offer workshops during breaks when we know that students are it's a little bit easier for students' schedule. And, with COVID, this is a different, world. We did all of our workshops virtually, and so we looked forward to kind of providing that opportunity for students in, during the year, since most students are, at least doing a hybrid of virtual and in-person classes. One other thing that we do, part of our workshop series we usually include it in, is offer some insight into different companies around the Charlotte area. So having panels from for different corporations. Last year was more tours, in person, looking around, taking a look at what's going on, understanding and feeling the environment and culture of different companies, and speaking to employees to find out about opportunities, whether it be internship or careers, just trying to get an understanding of what brought them there, why those employees like that company, and why they are encouraging our students to come there as well, look into opportunities. So just another networking opportunity we try to offer students, and exposure.
Well, this is some good stuff that you're saying. I am actually going right now to just tell you something that I want you to tell people that live in Live-On housing. I need some help here on the Kim Jacobs Show. But you would like to be able to have
some interns.
Yes, if you have someone that's looking to learn more about media, virtual shows, all of this stuff that the young people are into, they might be able to help me with the branding of how to get things out on Instagram more. Please know, and I'm going to pop this up for all of you all. Please know that you can have someone email me, kim@thebalancedoctor.tv, and I need them to start tomorrow. Okay.
So you can celebrate.
I just popped a bunch of stuff in the comment section, everyone. That's because there's no way for me to type and pop and do all of this stuff over here. So email kim@thebalancedoctor.tv if you think you would be a great candidate to help backstage. Subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show. I have to say it all at one time, because there's no way I'm going to be able to do
it all out.
Subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show right on YouTube. Thank you for those that have already subscribed, but you have friends, family, coworkers, church members. You can definitely just pop this link right on your own Facebook page, your own social media page, and let people know to subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show on my YouTube channel. If you have not become a Patreon member, take a moment to do so. It's $12 a month. It's an opportunity for you to get some exclusive content backstage with the guests that I have on the Kim Jacobs Show, and they share some stuff. They don't just share your regular stuff. So think about what you're going to be sharing backstage from an after party crew.
Got me a little scared. I don't know.
I don't have nothing to say. I'm done. And know that starting at 12 o'clock, which is now, and the show is going to be coming to an end here, Quest Church Prayer Line, which is Pastor Jacobs. He prays for COVID-19. A lot of people still need prayer, and they need to know that there are churches that's praying for them around the world. 978-990-5000. Access code is 322083#. All of the websites that's been shared today, I want to re-put them up because there's been some great resources that have been shared today, and I don't want you to miss out on this. FFTC.org/scholarship is important for you to know. You can go there. FFTC.org/scholarships, right?
Yes, and that's for almost anyone in this Charlotte metro area. The Foundation for the Carolinas manages a number, 150 or close to 150 different scholarships in the different regions. So in counties. So, that is a good resource for people, even if they don't live in managed housing.
That's right. And my son definitely will be going to the Foundations of the Carolinas. And thank God. That's why it's important for you guys to have great grades. If you're young people watching this, that's something you can control. Again, when people say they do this to me or they do that, no. What are you in control of? You're in control of learning and applying what you learn so that you can get the best possible grades so that you can qualify for the scholarships. Go to greatersteps.org to learn more about this wonderful organization that Aisha Strothers shared with us today. This has been an action-packed. I told you the time was going to go fast. Right now, how do you feel?
Quickly? Yes, it did.
It went quick, right?
It went by very quickly. Yes.
Okay. Any closing comments that you wanted? Before you say your closing comment, let me say this one thing. Tomorrow's episode, listen, if you know anybody that's plus size woman, drum roll. That's what tomorrow's show is. Drum roll, please. There is a plus size pageant for Ms. Come on now. Y'all want to be a part of watching tomorrow's episode to hear directly from a plus size young lady that has taken this whole pageantry by storm. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Tune in and start telling everybody. I'll put the flyer up shortly. Share it with everyone to tune in tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. And I want to thank you for tuning into today's episode. Aisha, thank you for being my guest.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
And you want to say any closing comment? You know how you get ready to get off a show and you're like, God, I should have said this. What is it? What is that?
I'll probably still forget, but I just want everyone to know that Greater Steps Scholars, we've been around for 37 years. We plan on being around for at least 37 more, if not more. I want to encourage anyone who is interested in making a difference to visit our website to help us with donations, whether they be financial or actual items that we need for students. We want to make sure that students are fully equipped so that they have bedding and laundry detergent and toothbrushes and school supplies so that they can do well in school and succeed. Every investment into the Greater Steps Scholars is an opportunity to transform a life for the better. So I encourage you all to, come and share your time, talent, and treasure. And again, greatersteps.org. And we would love to have you as a mentor, as a workshop facilitator, and as a donor. So thank you so much.
There you have it. See you tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.